Good morning, everybody. Ragnarok Ranger from the Ragnarok Theory, coming at you again from the bunker. Okay, bit of a different session this morning. I'm going to try and keep it short, keep it to the point. Got a nice warm cup of black coffee because it's pretty cold in bunker at this time of the morning, as you'd expect. War. You know, I remember before what's currently happening, looking and seeing Pakistan and India were declaring war on each other, and I thought that was bad because, again, Pakistan, as we know, is a nuclear nation. But what's happening at the moment with Iran's not at this point nuclear, we know that. Just an introduction, it's like for over 50 years now, there's been this conflict, this to and froing with Iran about if they'd allow nuclear weapons or not, and they keep spanking them, bringing them to the table to talk. They're never going to agree. We get that, right? And yeah, personally, I don't think we need regimes like that having nuclear weapons. But why now? I don't understand why all of a sudden now was the time to go in gung-ho, because at this point in time, Mr. Deluded Trump's idea that America were just going to flatten Iran in a couple of days does not seem like it's going to ring true, does it? Iran are fighting back with a lot more ferocity than they might have thought, and it could turn out that the only way that they can bring this to an end is to put troops on ground, especially special forces, as they did in Iraq, trying to hunt down these launchers and stop these missiles from dropping. American soldiers have started dying. May not be long before some British start dying, and it's just like, how long is the public going to put up with that? Because let's be honest, we haven't got a public that's got a stomach for war anymore, have we? We've got a government that just shows itself to be more weak and more pathetic every single day with every single decision. Whether we'd gone into conflict or not in this, the whole point is, we know that the present Prime Minister wants to be European and woke and left-wing, right? And he's not interested in our relationship with America. Let me tell you, Europe cannot defend the UK against its enemies. If we haven't got America on our side, we cannot defend ourselves. They say we've got a standing army of 70,000. Is that including cooks and vets and admin staff and the colonels and all these that don't really go into battle themselves? How many actual fighting soldiers have we got? Yeah, so, and it's like past governments are guilty of this. They should have done this a long time ago. They shouldn't have waited till now. That would be my view on it. And I think sometimes it's like closing the door after dogs are off. Yeah, and you've got to wait for a dog catcher to bring it back and pay the cost. Anyway, that's you know what I mean. It's like there's going to be a cost to us as individuals again. Because what's the first thing they said? Oh, price of oil will go up, so fuel will go up at the pump. Why? Just don't buy their oil. Buy someone else's oil. This is what really bugs me, right? It's like with Russia and Ukraine, right? My take on that was that we led him into false sense of security to attack, because we said we won't put troops on ground, so in he went, right? And we led him to a trap, because he probably thought, oh, Putin, we probably thought we'll have a war for a few weeks, then we'll negotiate, I'll get some, they'll keep some, that'll be all be over. We never intended that. What we did, we fueled it by arming the Ukrainian men that got trapped in their own country and weren't allowed to leave. So they had no choice but to fight. Most of them didn't want to. You know what I mean? So again, we're all for fueling war but not fighting it. And one day the war's going to come to our shores. We'll come back to that thought in a minute. But the cost to us. Why is the cost always to us? Why should it be always to us? More demonstrators out on the streets, waving flags from foreign countries, right? Get them off the streets. It's not your human right to protest. Human rights, if you read the bill, are not absolute. The right to life is absolute, yet a judge still took away the baby's right to life a few years ago, didn't they? So, no, nothing is an absolute right, right? There's always caveats, and we could stop this because we don't need it on our streets. It's going to cause dissent, it's going to cause more argument, and it's ultimately going to cause violence on the streets. Okay. Again, when you look at our army, are we even capable with regular and reserves at this point in time, and specials, because there's another class of reservists and they're the specials, so they do less training and less days, but they've still got some military experience, and they can call up a certain amount of people, and they've hired that age, haven't we? We'll hit that in a minute, right? They've hired the age that they can call people back up, right? And why have they done that? Basically because our youth won't join the army. Our youth don't want to know, and we'll come back to that. Right. Old recruits. Now me, I'm 59 this year. I'm on medication for a chest condition, blah, blah, blah. But if this country was about to be invaded, give me a gun and a grenade and I will die fighting for it. Right? Because the consequences of not sticking up for yourselves and not standing up for your country is invasion. And when that happens, do you think the invading force is going to be nice to you? Because to be honest, most of them these days will come and cut your head off on TV. Right? These are not nice people. Do you really want them invading our land? You really need to start thinking about this now. Okay? Because who's going to defend you if you won't defend yourselves? If we've got, even with every single reservist, even if they could call silly old men like me up, which I'm probably beyond it anyway, but if they could, what if we could put 100,000 people out there? It's not enough. It is not enough. Right? So, you know, you live in this bubble out there. A lot of people live in this bubble of influencers in this game or that game. It's not a game if war comes to your shore. It's easy to sit there eating your pizza, drinking your beer on a Friday night, watching it happen in another country. We have not suffered conflict on these shores since the Second World War. So we're a generation of people who don't even understand war. Let's not pretend we do, unless you've been to war. Some of you need to start thinking out there, you younger ones, about joining our armed forces. All you drone heads out there who like drones, it's a massive thing in military. Can you imagine being able to sit in a computer room and fight with a drone rather than running around a battlefield? Duh. You know, it's your skill set. People who are good with radios. You know what I mean? Ham radio users. Get in there, getting Royal Signals. There's jobs out there for you. You guys who are out there are really good hunters and stuff like that. There's jobs for you there. But if you're not willing to join up, we cannot defend this island, especially once Starmer totally ruins the relation with America, which he's clearly wanting to do because he's got no interest in the American alliance. It really hasn't. Yourselves as individuals, are you a prepper? Are you a survivalist? Are you homesteading? What are you doing? Because if you're doing nothing, now's your time. There's a great possibility that at some point more terror attacks at least our shores, even if we don't go into an all-out war with someone. Yeah, you know, the airlines are being disrupted at the moment and stuff like that. So ultimately, Iran at the moment is just kicking back at absolutely everything and everyone that they can for as long as they can, and that's dangerous. Yeah, because once the food trucks stop rolling and once the water's contaminated, yeah. So now is the perfect time, and you've got the perfect reason with the climate that we live in to start thinking about looking after yourself. Because if you're not going to look after yourself, who's going to look after you? Bit of food for thought this morning. Kind of an half rant. I don't mean to rant. You know, it's just my points of view, and you might not agree with them. That's fine. I don't care if you agree with them. The point is, I'm right. That if we won't defend our own island, then what comes next, if it happens, you're going to live to regret. You will live to regret being invaded and taken over by an occupying army and government. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that's my happy Tuesday morning for you. I'm at work this afternoon, which is why I'm on the old black coffee, and because I don't drink a lot anyway. Out here, loving these bunker sessions. Hope you enjoy this video. Hope it gives you a bit of a food for thought. We don't pray to survive, we pray in case we survive. Survival is an instinct, so use your instincts, because instinct is everything. Take care, stay safe out there. I'll catch you on the next one.